Hi, I'm Clinton,
I'm Claude, and you're watching The Lamest Offenders.
and on this week's We've Got Issues, Claude reviews the newest SpiderMan, go figure, and we also review two new miniseries that started this week, with House of X and the history of the Marvel Universe.
Let's go! I reviewed Amazing Spider-Man number 26. So let's just get into this bad boy. This is just a connecting issue that really didn't serve any purpose, really, other than just to move the story along. It was not great. It was pretty boring. This really focuses on Peter Parker's relationship with his new roommate, which is Boomerang, and they're kind of like, Peter Parker, the whole story is that, he can't afford a New York City apartment. I don't think anybody can. Yeah, right. So he has to have two other roommates, and one of which is Boomerang, and while rooming with him, he discovers that, hey, this guy isn't so bad. He's not that bad of a guy.
If only he didn't try to kill Spider-Man all the time.
With boomerangs.
Yeah.
But the writing between, Peter Parker and Boomerang are really great. And, it's definitely interesting. And then as it continues forward, the other half of the issue focuses on female Electro, and she's broken out of I think she's getting transported to a prison. Mm-hmm. And then it's the female Beetle from the superior foes of Spider-Man that Nick Spencer also wrote, that apparently he just loves going back into that, with these B-list characters. And basically they're trying, Beetle and her all-female gang of B-list supervillains have created this group of all females, and they're trying to recruit Electro to be a part of it. Is the fact that, hey, our first mission is to exact revenge on Boomerang because he did some bad things, literally, to all these female groups. So, no, don't buy it.
Yeah, right. So the book I reviewed this week was The House of X. This was issue 1 of the miniseries. A few months ago, Marvel actually canceled X-Men because they wanted to relaunch them with Jonathan Hickman.
For the better.
Yeah, a little convoluted. They wanted to start fresh. This is the beginning of Jonathan Hickman's 2-year plan. He has a 2-year plan drawn out for this group. So that'll be. If it's anything like the first issue, I'm really curious to see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to start right now. This is a buy from me. I really liked it. It's really weird. I don't know where it's going. The artwork is great from Pepe Larraz, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. No offense to.
No, that was way better than I would have.
Larraz, Mr. Larraz. I forget who that is. So,
sounds good.
So sorry about that. But the story hooked me pretty much immediately on the first few pages. They're on the island of Krakoa, and there's like this tree of life basically, and the mutants you can recognize them because Cyclops will have the little bit of the optic blast starting to come out, and you see Jean Grey's red hair, and it's. Xavier is wearing this really weird all-black suit with this giant helmet it has to be Cerebro.
I saw the cover of it, and he looks like a gimp.
Yeah, and it has like the big X, so you know who it is. Yeah. But he is basically he's repopulating mutant kind, and it's at a rate that is really kind of freaking out the governments of the world, because Jonathan Hickman, what he likes to do, he kind of does something what Alan Moore does. He will inject pages of just straight, almost like like a news article or a report of some kind, and he'll fill in all the gaps that, like, well, what is this? Like, what is,
you don't have to waste time by just having something like that.
Exactly. You don't have to have some throwaway dialogue. It's literally in a report that you read. I mean, obviously, some people won't read them, but I love that stuff. Like, I feel like it's just world building at that point.
Definitely.
I think it's great. Xavier through Krakoa, through these flower plants that act as portals. So if you put one of these plants,
this is so trippy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's great. So if you put one of these flowers in one spot and the corresponding flower in Krakoa, you can portal to wherever that is. So
the flower can grow anywhere.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and it does throughout the first few pages, and it basically they have these governments, ambassadors and agencies show up, and they meet up with Magneto, who is essentially Xavier's chief of security, enforcer, or something like that, like almost like a hand of the king kind of thing too. Like, it's
Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's basically offering humanity. He's saying it's amnesty.
Okay.
But it really feels like terms of surrender. Like, because he's like, this is the deal that Xavier's giving you. He doesn't call him professor. No one ever calls him professor in the book either. It's like, Charles Xavier's giving you this deal. If you don't like it, we have portals that literally go anywhere.
Right.
And we can be anywhere and everywhere. Like, do you want that to happen? Like, it's kind of, it's unexpected, especially for Xavier, but that's why I'm really...
Sounds like they're doing they're building up to another Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like Avengers versus X-Men. It feels like a little bit of House of M kind of thing. So yeah, it's really good. I really liked it. It's issue 1 of 6, and then on the 31st July 31st is the Powers of X #1, and they're going to be so every month you're going to have House of X and Powers of X in the week following. So I can't wait to see where this series goes. I'm hooked. I want issue 2 now, honestly. So yeah, I really just go out and get it. It's great.
That's awesome. My second review was actually for the history of the Marvel Universe, written by Mark Waid, and it is incredible just because it tells you it combines pretty much the entire history of the Marvel Universe, like from the early 60s when they kind of laid these plans down with the Fantastic Four. It basically tells you the origin of Galactus and how he came to be, and I thought that was cool. And then just how it introduces, I guess, readers who may not be familiar with maybe the Celestials or even the Eternals.
Okay, yeah.
So it's really cool. And it starts from the Big Bang, basically, and there's multiple in the Marvel Universe, so it's really cool. And so it's a limited series. This is 1 of 6, and it actually ends where the medieval age on Earth ends.
Okay, cool.
And I'm just kind of surprised there's going to be 6 issues.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's probably going to stop where the current Marvel storyline is. Yeah. So how much rehashing will it tell? Will it tell things that didn't really matter to really fill in those because it's a pretty long comic. Yeah,
and you have Marvel too. They've been around really since the 40s.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of history, and if and this is providing, I feel, a pretty good backdrop for that. It's kind of giving you a primer, like, so okay, like this and this happens.
Exactly.
So, that's if you're just getting into comics with the success of the movies and everything else like that. It's a shame they didn't do this a while ago. Yeah, honestly, but better late than never.
It's just so trippy too because you have all these like cosmic, things, and like things the cinematic universe kind of teases but never really gets into.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like it's definitely like some of the stuff is like straight out of like an acid trip in the '60s or something. It's just like what is going on? But it's definitely a fun read. I would say if you read comics or like Clinton said, any sort of exposure to the Marvel universe, I would definitely say pick it up. It's really cool because there's some stuff that even hardcore fans might either not have remembered or even know. Yeah, it's just really cool. Just definitely pick it up.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, that's pretty much wraps up this episode of We've Got Issues. Please be sure to hit subscribe, like, and comment in the comments below.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Have a good one.